Today we are going to discuss about need for English for the students. As we know that English is a global language. English is spoken by nearly above 100 above countries all over the world. Millions of people are spoken. English is a medium of communication. It is a massive communicative language all over the world. Coming to calculations, there are 18% people all over the world is spoken by English. 18% men is able to speak English and 15% women can speak English. Out of 18% of men, the 5% people can speak fluent English all over the world to fulfill their needs. And 3% of women can speak fluent English to their day-to-day life. The need for English is today's topic is English. As we know, the importance of English is a global language. It is also a library language. A library language in all over the world. More than 80% books are published. Books are published in English, and it's a medium of press and internet. English is a medium of press and internet language. If we look at internet sites, more than 80 or 90% all the sites were designed based on English language. Of course, they may be translated in the local language, but the common language for internet is English. As we know, in our census, all over the world, more than 1,000 languages are there, and besides it, each country has their local languages. But English is the main language connecting and communication, massive communicative language in the world. It is a language of opportunities. We will get a number of jobs through the English. Like a receptionist, they need the language to they get their jobs. As well as hair hostess, they need to speak all over in their day-to-day life. So it's a language of opportunities. It's a language of global. It's a language of library language. So English is a language of internet and press language. So coming to press language, nearly 70% of papers press they are using the English language. Press for English for press. English is the key to success. English is the key to success. Success for the students. And everyone life. If a person, everyone who wants life. If a person knows a good English, he will get a good employment. If a person, though he is having employment, he can prosper in his. If he prosper in English, he becomes rich. He will get their promotions. So we can call it English is everyone. English for everyone. English is everyone. English, once Nehru, our ex-Prime Minister of India, told that English is a window of the world. A person who knows English, he can see the world with his communicative language, with his skills. If a student knows English is will become a global student. If a person knows the English, he will become the global person. He can access internet, he can access everything. So students, I hope so that you might have following me the importance of English. English is there are many languages are there. Use English is of frequently in your day-to-day language. English is a medium of instruction in our thing. Next, English is the language of whole universe. So we can say English is not restricted for one country or one nation or one region or one district or one place or something. English is spoken by all over the world. English is language of tourism, language of tours. English is the language of tourism. So how, if a global tourist, if a person wants to visit America, if a person wants to go to overseas, or Switzerland, Bangkok, Australia, Canada, wherever we go, there we can communicate with that people. If a tourist can access easily with that people, he can get clear ideas to see what he has to see, what he has to, where he has to go. So in the tourist people, they need English is very, very important. English is language of tourism. So you might have understand that English is the today's importance of world. Today's is the English is the today's world is English world. Every business people has to speak their correspondence for their international business, and foreigners, everyone they need English. So English language occupies a very important and great role in our day-to-day life. Of course, we are forced to be. So we should not decline the importance of mother tongue, but English is must to get the employment along with our mother language, mother tongue. So it's a medium of expressing our freedom and feelings with the press of English. English is a massive means of communication. We have to learn it. That's why most of the world communication based on the English. Nearly 30% of channels they are telecasting English. So English is must. So as well as English is always entertainment. English for entertainment. English. So if we looking to see the Hollywood movies compulsory they are telecasted in English. Hollywood movies. Channels, many channels, entertainment channels they are publishing English in their medium is English. So English is a lot of entertainment. Of course, we will see the so many great singers like Michael Jackson, Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson, and Charles Chaplin, and these people are belongs to say 100% they are entertaining in English only. So English for entertainment. So if you wanted to get entertainment, we have to learn the English. So English is a massive entertainment, and a good understanding will get only through the good getting good vocabulary and good communication skills only. So So you can you have to learn the English, very very important. So next point of English for education. English for education. English for education. So as we know the fact that our entire curriculum of teaching, the medium of instruction in English. We look into top most 100 universities in the world, their medium of instruction is English. Oxford, like Cambridge University, Oxford University. There are many, Central University, Delhi University. There are, if you look into IITs of India, what not, wherever we go, that top most and many institutions are their medium of instruction is English. The similar way, coming to our polytechnics, our medium of instruction also English. The polytechnics medium of instruction is English. So English is a medium of instruction. English is the educational opportunities. The people, the students, those who are pursued English in English, they are getting great and good opportunities. They are getting campus placements, and those who are far behind the communication, those who are pursued in their mother tongue, I think they are lagging behind compared to English medium students. So English is for education. English is for employability. English, if the person may knows to employability. English for employability. So, and if a person wants to get employed, he has to learn English. That's why our technical education, every education institute encouraging to enhance the communication skills of our students. So, I think you might have understand the intention of education is a medium of English is the medium of instruction. If you wanted to go for abroad for education, we need English. English, if we wanted to travel around the globe, English is must. So English is, if you wanted to express a freedom of feelings, press is English must. So English is for business. So 100% great English for business. So all over the world, 90% business grade multinational companies, their day-to-day their business, they communicate with in English. Like Amazon, they offer app, we see it in English. Flipkart. There's so many multinational companies like their employees can able to communicate with others. The software, entire software based on their communication, only the software and their language, their coding related to English. So English is a very very important. English is for business. Those are people, those who is a good communicator, he can expand his business with a good communication, good public relations. He can develop his skills. He can develop his flourish his business. He flourish his business. He can thrive his business. He can expand his branches. He can start new branches. He can become a good entrepreneur. The successive business persons, they pursued their education in English language. If we look into their profile, they might have pursued an MBA or a BTech or IIT, but their medium of instruction is English. So they used to have very good communicative skills. They interact with their day-to-day people. They can influence the people with their language skills. So that is English. So coming to students, if students can prosper without English, no. If a person can interact with the foreigners without English, no. So the person requires English skills, and if a student wants to develop in his career, he needs English. So English is very, very important. Generally, where we use English, I would like to ask the students, where do we use in a day-to-day life in our English? For instance, where we use in the classroom, office. Where do we use? One is classroom, office. Next, foreigners. Next, business people. Next, then go on in their examination. If you student wants to attend examination, he has to write in English. And interviews, a student has to attend interviews. Next, group discussions. Student wants to participate in a group discussion for getting employment. He has to participate in group discussion. The group discussion is 100% going to be conducted in English only. A student wants to attend interview for UPSC or some SSC or TSPSC. These kind of interviews, they are going to be asked questions 99% in their our national language, that is official language, none other than that English. So if student wants to get employment, appointment letter, offer letter in English. So very, very important. If sending emails, if a student wants to send emails, the email, I think 99% of the people going to be send emails. If we wanted to make customer care centers, they offer in English. The customer care, Hindi or English. Generally, they used to start their interaction with English. So, customer care centers and presentation. If a student wants to present a PPT, the presentation, if he prepares in English, the presentation can reach everyone. Or else, if he prepares his interview, the presentation in his mother tongue, I think that may not reaches everyone, the many people. So presentations must be in next. If a person must need telephone skills in English. Telephonic skills. Telephone skills. So the telephone skills are very, very important for the students. Telephonic skills in English. So if any hard work or any difficult problem a person may arises for us, if you communicate in a polite way with the higher officials, the telephone, you can solve this problem. For instance, if a debit or a credit card might have blocked, you wants to make call for a toll-free number. The toll-free number, those who works the toll-free, they used to communicate in English only. So English is very, very important for online purpose and customer care. Next, negotiations. Sir, now we are facing the frontiers problem with China. That is LAC, line of control. In the river Galvana, recently there one incident has been occurred. How one incident occurs? Everyone, the UNO and everyone is suggesting us to start negotiation with the people, the neighboring country. You have to avoid the symptoms of war and ceasefire. You should not violate the rules and regulations, LOC. These the communication gap creating lack of English. The Chinese people, they used to communicate in the Chini. Indian people used to communicate within the Hindi or something. So the interaction between the higher official level or some prime minister, the national leader, ambassadors, these they have to communicate in English. Their negotiations will commence the medium of communication in English. There is good if our negotiation is fruitful, that we can stop the war with neighboring countries. Okay, we people, that's why negotiations are very, very important. The negotiations will be conducted in English. And writing reports. If you wanted to write a report, or if you wanted to write a letter on a particular situation to fulfill your need, to write that thing for the press, or the press people, journalists, they used to write their reports in English. If a business every year it releases a benefits, loss and benefits, yearly reports, annual reports, their annual reports must be in English only. So their profit, their loss, how they were developed their business, how they were lost, the entire things will be given in English. So that is very, very important. Business correspondence, writing reports, their reports should be in that. Next, sociability skills. The people, you have to use sociability skills. Sociability skills are very, very needed. Sociability skills in English. The person, he has to interpersonal skills among the persons, to develop the harmony among the people. We need a good English. If we speak with the neighbors in a polite, we can develop the skills. That is, sociability skills are very, very needed. The sociability skills also in English. The persuasion is very, very important. If you wanted to complete your task, your work, if you have to convince your parents. For instance, you wanted to buy a car or bus, or bike, car or bike. So you have to convince or pursue your parents. The persuasion skills gain through an English only. The convince, please mom, can you give me gift on my birthday? Please dad, can you give me a chocolate? I need a 5-star chocolate, please mom. Mommy, naku chocolate. And this sir, no, please mom. Please, I'm humbly requesting mom. Dad, I'm requesting you. Can you give me mommy? Please. Oh, my boy is an excellent boy. There, with your English, with your communicative persuasion skills, you can fulfill your desires, your needs. The persuasion is very, very important, the communication. Many corporate companies, they conducted a meeting also. Meeting skills also very, very important. Meeting skills. So if now every political party, they are conducting their meetings in the Zoom. So that is the medium of instruction is Zoom. Their medium of instruction is in English. Due to COVID-19, our government is encouraging to conduct or preparing PPTs or video lessons. So, in which medium? In English. So, Zoom or anything, Google Meet or something. So, conducting meeting skills in English. So, persons, every corporate company conducts every year, that is English. So, English is the very, very important language. It fulfills our needs and it fulfills our things. Learning these skills are very, very useful for the students and everyone. If a representative, how he convinces the people with his language. Please, ma'am, please buy. Can you buy one packet of mine? It's very good, madam. It's offer 50% offer, madam 90% offer, 60%. Can you please, madam? If you inquire about any vehicle, for if you go for any shop or showroom, they used to, sir, good morning, sir, what you want, sir, which vehicle you want, which you want. So please, these are the features of our vehicle. We are offering the percentage. With their eloquence of English, with their communication skills, they are promoting their business. They are developing their business. Or else, no, sir, we don't have bikes. No, this without having communication or persuasion skills, they should not be tried. So I think you might have understand the importance. If a teacher always he speaks in his class in English, students also used to speak in English, and we use in our day-to-day life in English in our classroom, interview, examinations, reports. So English is neat. English like oxygen. A person cannot survive without oxygen. If a person cannot prosper without English, of course, in any language, of course you may survive, but you may not be prospering with your local and mother tongue. So, hence, I can tell the importance of English is must. English is a global language. English is a window of the world. English is a library language. English is a scientific language. 99% scientific discoveries they are printed in English. Scientific inventions must going to publish. That many journals are going to be published in English. So we want to develop our knowledge, skills, and in the technology, we need English skills. So English is a must and everyone, and for the students and business people and for everyone. So, but coming to calculations, English men only 18% men can speak all over the world English. 18% men. Women, 15% women can speak English. Still, though we are in the 21st century, we are in, I think, the technological world. We have the social media and everything, though we were using, but English percentage is very less. This is the main cause. Make calculations. The English speaking people in the all over the world, men is 18%, women is 15%. Out of 18%, 15% people, not 15, 5% people can speak fluent English. It means 5% men are in the world they can speak fluent English. Out of 15% people, women, 3% to women can speak fluent English. According to some census, I have go through the Google. This I know, but I am telling you what extent I am exact. I don't know, but it is approximately right. So we have one organization over in India, that is NASCOM. The NASCOM is a organization of, it is a one owners organization of companies. Owner, all the MDs and owners will be the part of NASCOM. They will give assessment for their employment every year. About their employees' qualities, they are giving one report. Out of 100 students, in our India, the 15% students can speak fluent English. It means 85% students cannot speak English. Cannot speak fluent English. So, what is the cause behind the unemployment? Unemployment cause is only in our India, only that is cause of English. Unemployment cause is lack of English skills. English speaking skills. So, English is must. This is a thing. So, NASCOM is telling that we have many jobs in our companies, but many students are there, many jobs are there, many unemployed are there in India. Now, our India unemployment percentage is more than 29%, you know. How it is? It's a drastic unemployment percentage in India. That is the main cause. Only lack of English skills, lack of communication skills, lack of English writing skills. So, we have to improve our communication skills, means our day-to-day life to get employment. These 85% students may improve their communication skills. They are going to be joined in the 15% of employee group, or else they are going to be joined in the unemployment group. The main root cause of unemployment is English, lack of English speaking skills. So NASCOM is giving this every day, every year. NASCOM gives their census. So that's why students they are not paying attention to develop their skills. Many students, they are good at their technical skills in their engineering subjects, but they are poor at communication skills. They don't bother about communication. Of course, I can learn, I can improve, but I would like to say they are not poor, but they are not paying attention towards the English. They are not interested. They are not showing interest towards learning English, but they are good at the technical skills. They have to improve communication skills. If they improve, they will get the good employment, or else they will remain as unemployed. So this is a census. So friends, you might have understand the importance of English, and so far we have discussed the importance of English. English for tourism, English for library, English is a global language, English is a library language, English is a scientific language, English for communication, English for press, English for internet, English is everything, employment. These are the points we were discussed already. The census we were discussed. English speaking people are over the world. Nearly 100 countries can speak all over the world. The many millions of people. But these people, remaining people, if they improve their communication skills, they are going to get prosper. Thank you, friends, for listening patiently my class. Thank you, one and all. I am going to join with you in the next class.
Start.
Friends, along with my presentation, you have some PPTs. You can see the PPTs in my video lesson. After, you can browse you will get the importance of English and many points. I request you to follow my PPT and my video lesson. Thank you one and all for your cooperation.